Although the automobile was already invented in World War I, it was still not common. Instead, a horse-drawn limber was usually used. It's a single-axle wagon to which other wagons such as the mobile field oven, the field kitchen, or the artillery could be connected. This is so loud. Hey guys, my name is TheEpicAlec, and welcome to All Quiet in the Trenches. I believe this is probably going to be uploaded on a Friday, but who knows, maybe this is uploaded tomorrow on a Wednesday. I don't know, you don't care. New game. Activate tutorial, please. From my understanding, this is a management game about warfare. I figured I should get some practice in now before, you know, World War III happens. Hi, what do we got? Hello? Game saved already? We just started. Monday, March 1st, 1915. I could still hardly believe that a few days ago, back home, I had been appointed Unteroffizier in charge of this handful of men, and here they were, sneaking through the trenches behind me, not 100 meters from the enemy positions, with heavy packs and dwindling strength. Florian Mael's thoughts still seemed to be firmly at home, and he still appeared to be treating this as a short trip. Karl Mensch, smaller than his comrades, seemed pensive but alert. Reinhard Hunt had already made fast friends with his comrades on the way here and entertained them with his stories. Elmar Fram kept adjusting his glasses and had not spoken a word all the way here. Exhausted, we finally found the dugout of Lieutenant von Garsbrock, to whom we had been assigned. "There you are, Herr Unteroffizier," he greeted me. "You seem to have taken your time. Surely you are fit enough to start working straight away." The lieutenant's condescending gaze swept over my men and then rested appraisingly on me. My men are tired. My men are tired, Air Lieutenant, I objected. The train broke down. We had to hurry so that we could. The lieutenant raised his hand. "Don't think you'll get away with your lazy excuses with me, Herr Unteroffizier. I'll have to put that nonsense out of your mind." His contemptuous look pierced me. "Find your sleeping quarters and then report back to me. In the meantime, I will think of a sufficiently difficult task for your group to learn right away what being tired really means here at the front." I looked at my men's faces. They looked dejected and angry, but also grateful for my attempt to stand up for them. Without so much as another glance at me, Lieutenant von Garsbrock turned back to the documents on his table. "Welcome to the trenches, Herr Unteroffizier." I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I didn't expect this to be German, which makes me really glad this seems to be World War I and not World War II. Okay. Okay. Hi. Und. We only have the rations left that we took with us. Where are we supposed to eat something around here? Interface. The current circumstances are indicated by attribute icons such as weather or resources. This icon shows your prestige with your superiors on the left and the mood of your soldiers on the right. The incidents of a turn often change the values of your soldiers. Okay. Okay, so I was supposed to find my sleeping quarters. Woo, hi. Took you long enough, there's no time to get comfortable. Go and gather your men. A communication trench has collapsed and must be rebuilt immediately. You'll have to take care of your supplies yourself. Send somebody to the supply depot for that. Okay, assign a project to a soldier by dragging his portrait onto the project. Click on the respective project icon for details. Certain projects have a fixed number of soldiers needed for them. For other projects, it is up to you how many soldiers you assign. The more, the higher the impact of the project. Okay, so who was the smaller one? Train in first aid, slow, attentive, camaraderie, Menk, attentive, dexterous. Okay, so not Fram. Hunt, I will set to fetch rations, and then these three will go maintain the trenches. Okay. Okay. Monday, March 1st. Tuesday, March 2nd. We changed to good mood. How we doing? Everything looks good so far. Headquarters. Hi. Your group is on night watch tonight. Make sure your men don't fall asleep. Okay, so... You click on a character... Yeah, I gathered that. So let's see. I want you and you on night watch. Where's the dugout? Is there any other location, or is it just the headquarters and the dugout? Okay, it's just these two. We're so close to... Oh, hello. Anything I miss? No. I really hope the French won't attack. How are you? I love it. General Kenobi. Wednesday. Without so much as... A few hours ago, the roar of the artillery had begun. At first, it was as quiet as the rumble of thunder in the distance, but recently it had become steadily louder and more threatening. Suddenly, there was a thud, and not 10 meters from the hiding spot where my men were huddled, an artillery shell shredded the dugout of our neighboring troop. Pieces of wood and metal flew for meters, and smoke obscured the view. The noise was deafening for a few seconds, then died away as quickly as it had come. An almost eerie, silent gasp of shock passed, then my men and I jumped up, pushed aside broken beams, and searched for our buried comrades. We found two, for whom all help came too late. A third, however, we could still hear panting. He was lying with his upper body trapped under the fallen beams. His face was distorted with pain, and he was barely conscious. My men stood around him, forlorn, and looked over to me for help. Hunt said pleadingly, we must try to help him. Together we lifted the beam from his chest and only now saw the full extent of the damage. His chest looked crushed and his hips strangely twisted. A long splinter protruded from his abdomen and his shirt was soaked in blood. Menk shook his head. He's beyond help. A mercy killing will save him and us both misery. Well, it's gonna suck for morale, but there's no point in suffering. Let us put a swift end to his suffering, I said. I will do it myself. I drew my pistol, which I had received only a few days before. Cold and alien, it lay in my hand. Once more I exhaled, as we had practiced on the parade ground back home. Then, with a single shot, I ended the young soldier's life. Even now, as I write this, the blood curdles in my veins, and I feel as if I can still hear the shot and the silence afterwards. Und, fetch the rations. Wait. No, I want you in reserve. Mink. You go fetch rations. Wait, strained. Never mind. The two of you can do that, yeah. Defensive position. What's going on over here? From Aaron to Forrester, the advanced emplacement has been destroyed by artillery. Aramis in a well-covered position there, and the French have an easy way into our trenches. I'm afraid that if we try to rebuild the position directly at the front line, the French will do their best to prevent it. Ooh. Certain areas can be expanded or repaired. Damn! Can be expanded or repaired. They provide additional defense positions in battle, enable safe escape routes, or cut off the direct path of enemy soldiers. Click on the icon to add or remove the corresponding project in the bar. Okay. The artillery must have destroyed one of our telephone lines. Instruct one of your men to carry this message to the command post immediately. It looks like the French are planning an attack, and we urgently need more men. Ooh. Okay, Mael, go do that. Jesus! How are we still alive? The icons below the project explain the effects of completing or not completing the project. If you hover over the icon, you will learn more about it. When you add a soldier are relevant to the fulfillment of the project. Risk of injury and exhausting. So how do I fix that? Because we want that emplacement, but again, we'll do nothing for this one. Thursday. Some projects are locked. Okay, so we are permanently assigned to a hole up in the bunker. Got it. Damn. Damn. Dialogues are important. I'm trying to read here. French, can you stop blowing us up? Please. No? Okay. I'll push through. They did that on purpose. I'll leave. We gotta. Friday, March 5th. For the past day, my men and I have been sitting tightly packed in our bunker while the French artillery rained down salvo after salvo of death and destruction on us. During the hard work of our first days in the trenches, I had hardly found a quiet minute to have a personal conversation with my men. So now they were sitting next to me, tense and still mostly strangers, and I fervently hoped that they would survive the shelling unscathed. The silence between us was in sharp contrast to the constant droning outside. When, after hours, the firing suddenly stopped, a sigh of relief went through the ranks of some of these young soldiers. However, that was the moment when the veterans of the other troops tensed up and began to load their rifles. A cacophony of whistles snapped us out of our stupor as well. The French were attacking. Stay together, people. I shouted to my soldiers and led them to our positions in the trenches. Together we halted and mentally prepared ourselves for the upcoming battle. Well, war sucks. Who knew? Ooh, that's a lot on it. The enemy has superior numbers. We may soon have to retreat from these trenches. Air on to Refisser, you and your Greek horns are to collect and evacuate all the ammunition you can find. If we're to lose this trench, at least we won't lose our equipment. Okay. In a battle, you lead your soldiers as a troop. However, you can also give them orders individually unless they have been separated from the troop. The buttons can be used to add additional projects such as searching shelters for ammunition on each troop. Okay. So I want you and you firing at sight. You there. And you there. Okay. You can only give your troop one command per turn. The hold command causes your troop to stay at its current position. With the following commands, you can move your troop to another position. Often, a new command also changes the current... Okay. What you got? I didn't find any ammunition, but I did find some bandages. I was able to find a few combat supplies. I hope this helps us. Fantastic. So what do we got? They've got moderate cover. We do not want to give them... Hold position. When you click on a command for your troop, a window with further detail appears on the right. This window shows the approximate danger level for executing the command. Additionally, the disadvantages and advantages of the position are displayed here. Cover, flanked, melee range. Almost in danger, but within... Okay. Jesus. Who would be best at shooting? Fram, you take cover. Hunt, we're putting you in there. And Mael, we're putting you there. Everything hurts, I can't hold out much longer. Okay. I have grenades. Interesting. I will refrain from using the grenade yet, though. So wait, he was saying... Somebody was saying how it hurts. But I don't see any health concerns on anybody. Just strained. We are getting surrounded pretty quickly here. So... Hunt and Mael get on covering fire for the movement. Okay. I don't know who that was that just got shot. This is so loud. What is this? Okay, let's do this. We are getting swarmed. Oh, that's a man down. I took too long to move. Shoot. Heads down, artillery. Oh, well, that's a problem. We have to get out of here. Is there anything else? Hunt was hit by the French on the way here. He's lying injured on the ground. We have to help him. Shoot. I'm hit, but it doesn't hurt that much. Good for you, man. I have bungled this pretty badly. So how do I do this? I guess I have to just move to next cover. Okay. Hold position. You and you fire. And we'll throw a hand grenade at them. Yeah, I feel good about this. I feel good about this decision. We only got one of them with that? And they're in the trenches. This is all going horribly. Soldiers, we are falling back. Retreat to the next defensive line. Retreat across the creek. They're French over there. The French, they're attacking from the flank. We should provide cover fire so our comrades can retreat. A few splinters got me. Hank was almost shot and is taking cover elsewhere. Shouldn't we follow him? Head that way instead. We're gonna lose Hunt, unfortunately. I placed the grenade perfectly at around 2 officer. I'm sure we've taken out a few of them. Okay. Not enough. We got obliterated. Not gonna lie. Hunt! Holy shit, Hunt's made it. What do we got? That was pretty close. The shot hit right next to me. My heart is beating like crazy. From... There, French over there. Yeah, you keep saying how there's French over there. We can't really do a whole lot about that right now. Wait, why am I having him search stuff? This is probably a bad time to be searching. Cover and fire for Hunt. Just let them all get into position here, hopefully. But Hunt is in the back and he's hurt, so he needs it the most, I think. God damn explosives. Need everybody together. Okay. You calm the panic. He's panicking. I don't want to be here. I do not want to die. Fixed rifle jam. There was still a bit of ammunition and first aid supplies here. I took everything I could find. Fantastic. Alright, let's hold the position for now. Because there's too much going on here. Shoot. As long as we don't get flanked. Uh-oh. Whew. Thank God that guy had such a weak throwing arm. My rifle's working again. I'm ready for action again. Fantastic. Fram, comrade. You guys fire on sight. Low danger. Very low danger. Okay. There. Shoot. You gotta hold the position then until he calms down. I'm trying. I can't move. Calm down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, okay. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing, breathing, breathing. Oh God, it's the French. Okay. Doesn't look like any of our guys got hit, thankfully. Well, that guy's leaving us, so I guess it was one of our guys. Damn it. Menk! Damn, I've been hit. I'm bleeding. Help me. I don't know. The impact was exactly where Mile was a moment ago. Fortunately, he was able to get safety in time. Okay, first aid, first aid. Shoot. Oh, he is crying for his mother. Shoot. We are getting pinned. I think I'm cooked. Gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm cooked here. Oh, and you lost your glasses. Good hit. I'm bleeding. Help me. Hey. A few splinters got me, I think. No, hardly any blood. It seems the wound wasn't as bad as it looked. I think I continue. Thank God. Is there anything else? Anything else? Stop the bleeding. Good. We gotta get out of here. Shoot, but none of them can... Ah! Of course, it's just us now. I think everybody else bailed on us. We're sitting here just trying to tend to wounds at this point. Way too dangerous. I'll keep my head down. Insubordination. You gotta retreat. But nobody is listening. Yeah, I think I'm just cooked. The wound hurts so much I can hardly move. Command obedience, but I... Alright, as you command. You escort home to the field hospital. We've got no other options here, really. And they're moving up on us. Stop it. Yeah, well, right now, nothing else you can do. We gotta go. No, that is a horrible idea. And you're dead. Or not. Okay, I'm impressed. You lost your glasses, but you tanked that explosion like a champ. We will not advance. Splinters. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's just keep moving back. Really don't have a lot of other options here. Especially not with the artillery. Get real into cover. You. Actually, no, wait. You do that. And then you... There's not enough people. Ah. Okay, so I need you to take cover, you to do it, because he's slow and he would have no suppressing fire. Okay. Way too dangerous. God! Keep going. Significant danger. We gotta go. Unknown whereabouts. Well, that's fun. They're shooting at us with all their guns. Can you stop suggesting that? That's a horrible idea. It doesn't work. Playing dead does not work. Just gotta move here, people. Where you at? Fram couldn't catch up with us. Shoot. Really nothing. I'm bungled this really bad. We gotta hold the position though. Gotta give him a chance to catch up rather than just keep moving. Yeah. Oh. Did Fram just tank another explosion? He just tanked another explosion. What are you made out of, man? If you had 20/20 vision, you'd be unstoppable. Really hoping those. There you got. The French, they're attacking from the flank. Yeah. I gotcha. I understand. Wait, what is that? Rough terrain. Okay, well, we gotta go, so. Extreme, high. We'll go with high. Task failed. What did... Screw you. He got tagged. Fram couldn't catch up. Fram... Alright, to the next level then. Well, this is a nice little camp. Saturday, March 6, 1915, the explosions, gunshots, and screams still echoed in my ears. We had only been fighting for a few minutes, and yet it felt as if years had passed since this morning, and the everyday life back home a lifetime away. To be in the camp now, safely far behind the front, was surreal. The light-hearted chirping of the birds almost drowned out the dull rumble of the front and the cries of pain from the field hospital where we had taken Hund. My people lay down exhausted on the grouse, surrounded by the boxes of ammunition and equipment we had saved, dirty and bloodied, some still pale and trembling, but soon the angry voice of the lieutenant in the distance abruptly broke the supposed peace, even before we could see him coming towards us amidst the tents. Herr Lieutenant, I greeted him uncertainly. Lieutenant von Korsbruck looked down contemptuously at my people, most of whom were still sitting or lying on the ground. Looking at the Miagre ammunition supplies obviously only served to make the impression worse. Ludicrous performance, Herr Unteroffizier. He assessed angrily. You and your people can't even manage the simplest task. Apparently, with this bunch of slobs, you have to be happy if anyone shows even a modicum of competency. Our troops were in the best position for a counterattack, but no, the reserve was too cowardly to take advantage of this unique opportunity we had prepared for them. The lieutenant rumbled without prompting, and now the air major accuses me, us, of having abandoned the trench line unnecessarily. A disgrace. Henceforth, we will hold the line, come what may. There was no holding that line. I interjected. The attack was too strong. The previous artillery... The lieutenant interrupted me harshly. That's hardly your place to judge. We could have sold the trenches for considerably more today, and if that is what the air major expects to grant my promotion to Oberlieutenant, then that is what he will get. Set up camp, Herr Unteroffizier. Sooner or later, you'll get our chance to pay back the French. He ordered and let us out, and left us to take out his displeasure on others. How's the field hospital looking? Hi, nurse. You're Hans Unteroffizier. I'm Sister Elizabeth Ritter. I organize our small field hospital here. Don't worry, Hunt is doing pretty well. He will soon recover from his wound. I'm honestly glad you were overwhelmed so quickly. The shorter a skirmish, the fewer dead and wounded. As far as I'm concerned, certainly yes. The lieutenant can throw a fit about losing the trench line all he wants, but I'm content with not being overburdened and nobody dying under my care just because we don't have enough time for proper treatment. I can agree with that. I'm glad you see it that way too. There are some people in this camp who believe that the war will be decided right here. Complete nonsense. They want fame and glory. As a nurse, I know there is only agony and death to be won here. Welcome to the camp, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Anton Zielinski, your field cook. I'm afraid I can't cook anything for you right now, though, as your squad hasn't been allocated supplies yet. Better contact Feldintendant Hennick. He is responsible for your supplies. Okay, and where is he? Hi, you're the new group's Unteroffizier, right? Feldintendant Hennick, responsible for supplying the troops. I'll allocate some supplies to your group immediately. This should last you until the next supply shipment. Talk to me if you need anything. Here's to good cooperation, Herr Unteroffizier. Let's offer help. The artillery is using a lot of ammunition these days. My people have already complained that they can hardly keep up. There's no harm in having more helpers to load the cart. I'll take as many as you can spare. Okay. You do that. The rest of you, rest. Wonderful, I just got the delivery. What size ration should I give your people? If you want to do something good for them, then I suggest double rations. Just talk to me whenever you want to change your troops' ration. Maintain rations, then. Okay. Well, then. That went horribly. Tuesday, March 9th. Every time I saw Menk, I almost didn't trust my own eyes. I could not help but wonder if that boy was old enough to be drafted. He was short, his shoulders narrow, and there was not a hint of peach fuzz on his cheeks, let alone a beard. He would have his own uses. When he passed me, I acknowledged him with a nod. Good to have you with us, I told him with a smile. But Menk seemed to have noticed my initial doubts. I know I don't exactly have the stature of an ancient gladiator, but this isn't ancient Rome, is it? He asked and grinned cheekily. Meanwhile, he swiftly opened the internal magazine of his rifle with a soft click and checked the mechanical functionality of the weapon, presumably to underline his argument. You've got your wits about you. I like that, I told him. Keep that up and we won't have any issues. He beamed with pride and hurried off, as if to make a point that he wasn't idling. True mood, low prestige. Okay. Hi. Morin Erontifrisitter, I'm Lutz, the new guy. How do you handle all that military etiquette stuff? Personally, I find it all a bit ridiculous, to be honest. I'm from Hanover, Erontifrisitter. There's not a lot more to it. Alright. I've been released from the hospital, Erontifrisitter. I'm still a bit bruised, but I'm feeling a lot better already. The rest will surely heal soon. Okay. Field kitchen over here. What do we got? The supply is slowly running low. I loathe giving the men insufficient rations, but it could become necessary soon. I hope you can make sure that won't happen, Erontifrisitter. Headquarters. You there. When's the next shipment? A couple of days. Storage is slowly emptying in, but there's still enough left for you to get some extra if you need it. Offer help. They're all pretty tired. What else is there to talk about? Bonjour, monsieur. Are you the Erontifrisitter whose people pitched their tents right there at the camp entrance? My name is Marianne Laroche. I am one of the village elders in our community. Since I can speak German, I try my best to mediate between the residents of the village and the soldiers here in the camp. Okay. These villagers are suspect. I keep hearing stories of attacks by French Tireurs on our comrades along the front. Organize some patrols through the village, Unteroffizier. Show the French who's in control here so they don't get any foolish ideas. Okay. So we'll have you and you do that, and then Fram, you unload the cart. Alright. I feel good about that? Question mark? Thursday, March 18th, 1915. Mael, one of my men, had made no secret of his previous work as a master brewer since he joined our troop. He often seemed to be thinking about his family and their brewery at home. He told everyone, whether they wanted to hear it or not, about his plans after the war. It seemed to be my turn today, and he had been chattering away for a while now. Let him talk. We need to boost the morale a bit. It probably helped him, and it took his mind off things. No harm in holding on to the hope that he would soon be able to return to his normal life, I thought to myself. When some of his comrades joined the conversation, I took my leave and returned to my own tasks. Okay. Sunday, March 21st. Hunt looked neat and well-groomed, and yet I noticed right away that his appearance did not entirely comply with the regulations. Only when he came closer did I realize that he wore a blue forget-me-not in his buttonhole and had turned up the collar of his uniform jauntily. His sleeves had also been skillfully and prominently rolled up. You look fancy, I said good-humoredly. Hunt was pleased. Yes, I have a flair for aesthetics, he declared. When the war is over, I'll make films that capture the beauty in this world. You work on films? I asked. It was at this moment that Hunt really came to life. He talked about the budding film industry that was just beginning to flourish and how he had gained a foothold in it. At first, I only operated the projector in the cinema, but then the owner of the cinema, who also owns a film production company, started using me more and more for all kinds of work. He never stopped talking, and I listened attentively until we were interrupted. Tuesday, March 23rd. When I met Elmar Fram, I was relieved. According to his file, he could also have been a doctor in a field hospital, and I had expected him to be frustrated and hostile, but he seemed relaxed and composed about his appointment to simple military service. It takes me away from my work, he admitted, but what's a few months, he shrugged. It won't be long now. Positivity. He nodded, seemingly not expecting anything else. In a few months, there will be an important conference of the Wednesday Psychological Society, of which I am a member, in Vienna. They will be expecting me at that date. All the esteemed experts will be there. Sauntering as if we were on a promenade, he went on his way. However, whether he would really be back home in a few months remained uncertain. All right. Well, it has been long and nose itches. Okay, well, Okay, well, for now, I'm going to leave All Quiet in the Trenches here. We are not in trenches, and it was not all quiet, so I feel lied to, but it's fine. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you're new here and you want to see more content from me in general, hit that subscribe button. I don't care for the bell. If you want to see more All Quiet in the Trenches, let me know down in the comment section below, as well as if you have any tips, tricks, suggestions, anything like that. If you want to follow me on any of my other social medias, Instagram, Twitter, you want to follow my Twitch account, or join my subreddit, links are all in the description down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.